Okay, this is the this was the chaos portion of our program. You have to have a little bit of anarchy and chaos tolerated in our free society in order to balance the control aspects of our society, I think. So next up we have Jonathan, and we have a whole whack of speakers and entertainment coming for you, and hopefully we can keep the storm clouds away for a while this is happening. In the meantime, perhaps we can have Jonathan West speak.
You need your guitar, Jonathan?
Hey, Jonathan. Are you Jonathan?
Okay, John West will be later on, and it's chaos. It's out of control. Okay, John West will fill in for a second while we wait for Jonathan here. Oh, except Henry wants to say a couple of words.
Okay, just want to tell you, after we walked down to the cenotaph and I had that leather bag there, I collected $26. Well, that's not very much, you know, and due to the fact he's paid about $600. So maybe people didn't understand what was going on there, and I was hoping that people would contribute towards the expenses of this event. So that leather bag is still on that table. Anyone who wants to put some money in it, you've got the chance of going over and making a contribution, okay? Everyone understand what I'm talking about? Anyone not understand wants to ask a question? Okay, goodbye.
Which I never in my life thought I'd ever see. That was somebody trying to squeeze money out of hippies. I mean, everybody knows hippies are kind of against money, and the majority of them are poor, and most of them have superior values, so money is rather low on their order of importance. So for Henry to get up here and to actually ask this intent group of people for money was an act of great courage. So I don't know if you recognize that, but I do, and I want to congratulate Henry on his courage for asking any of us for money. Thank you, Henry, for the effort. Thank you very much. Wish we could help, but I guess that's the nature of the poor, the disenfranchised, and the isolated, marginalized, and otherwise rejected members of the human experience. The reasons for those rejections vary for which part of the planet you have to hail from. If you're from one place, it's being too much this. If you're from another place, it's being a bit too much that. And the basis of all of this is, of course, feudalism, where the principle is to get on top, and the few do it all. And then you get a bunch of others who really do it for you. But you've got to be certain you know what's being done, or they won't, and nothing will get done, and therefore we'll all sink back into some sort of quagmire of ignorance. Well, I think we have news for the leaders and Confucius of our times, that we're waking up to some of the mythologies. There's a significant difference between wealth, that's well-being, that's fresh air, that's clean air, that's a healthy, happy home, that's good and normal and natural relationships with our peers, with our children, with our family. Those are the values that, curiously enough, the hemp movement, as a movement, have stood for since the very earliest days that I saw it come onto the scene in the 60s. And I was already over 30 then. So 30 plus years ago, I saw a bunch of young people confront the American war machine and the war machines of Canada and the war machines of Great Britain and the war machines of all those warring nations around the world. And they said, no matter what you do, peace will come. And we will affect that peace by the way we live. And when the herb, the blessed sacrament of marijuana, came into their lives, many of those people evolved beyond mere peaceniks and became committed children of the Creator. People who were willing to serve and lay down their lives for a better world. Many of those people have been damaged in the great wars that have been wrought upon man by the ignorance of a few who would do it all, and the many that they would see destroyed. The many are now here with us today in spirit. They are here in the love of freedom. And we have the opportunity, ladies and gentlemen, to move forward into a better age of freedom as planetary people. As crew on a spaceship whose timeless journey through time and space is registered in all the great records of all the great planets in all the great galaxies. On this planet, bipod humanoid thought force form field first became a distinguished variety. And although we've had to be reseeded many times, and these are all just esoteric discoveries I made along life's path, we are in fact an intact and interbreeding interdependency, a molecule of consciousness carrying a photon of awareness and an eternal that the religionists call soul, singularity. Each one of us is in a great field of consciousness, and each one of us is individually conscious. Each and every blade of grass, I believe, has its element of consciousness and its history and its after history. I became an old age pensioner on September the 7th, and after 35 years in this country, I think we have to call for practical change in the manner of the management of our collective affairs that calls itself government.
You're right on.
It is not to do with the structure of the buildings. It is to do with what is in men's hearts. It is to do what is in their motives and their intentions. And these intentions have evidenced themselves as self-serving in the leaders, and the people become more selfish and self-serving by the day. There is a certain point in any great civilization when a change happens. And here in Canada, here in Western Canada, we have an opportunity to turn back that tide of fascism, that tide of oppression, that tide of domination by dirty tricks and blue meanness, that cruel ravaging of our natural resources by men in blue suits who only consider the numbers and don't consider the individual value of the tree. Here on this site, there once grew great oaks. There are very few here today, but I know those great oaks here when we say, let us not rape and pillage our Mother Earth any longer. Let us plant the most blessed of all herbs everywhere on this planet and save ourselves from ecological extinction. And that herb is cannabis sativa. Let us plant that herb where we can, for whatever reasons we can. And if the government say you can't do it, then by God, on behalf of the Church of the Universe, I say you can. And we should have licenses if people can't do it freely. There's no more of this prohibition. This is a plant given to us by the Creator. Let us use that plant because we know that we are children of a great, great, loving mother-father relationship that'll never end. So go forward and fear nothing. There's nothing to fear. Thank you.
Hey, way to go, guys. Good one.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Reverend John Allen West from Hornby Island. And up, Mr. Salvage Planet Earth himself.
Hey, Jonathan.
We have Jonathan.
Hello. My name is Jonathan. I'm from Planet Earth. And I know all of you are from Planet Earth also, or you wouldn't be here. There's one Earth, one people, one planet. If this is Spaceship Earth, we're going to get ready for docking, get it cleaned up. No stops at Godhead.
Hey.
And about money, the love of money is killing our life on this planet.
Yeah.
We have to find another way. Like, we know what has to be done. After 22,000 generations of living experience, we know we have to gather together as a family again. Because we're all related. We're all from the same origins. You're all my brothers and sisters. So let's break down the present system has separated and divided everyone. The average job is part of the destruction of our environment, physically and socially. Yes. So like the shit has hit the fan. Yes. Yes. Yeah. So come on, like we are the most informed human beings who have ever lived on planet Earth, and the freest. This song is called One Earth, communicating to everything that's living.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
In a second, let's get set up.
Don't strain yourself.
Test.
It's only after the last river has been poisoned. It's only after the last fish has been fished